In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create some lines that radiate out from the center. Now, if you try to do this by hand, it's going to take a while, and I want to show you one quick trick that you can do to do this very, very quickly. So let's delete this first layer, and let's start from scratch. We're going to create a new layer above our background layer, and you can choose whatever two colors you want. Instead of red and blue, instead of red and white, let's choose maybe a dark blue color and a lighter blue. So we'll choose the same blue and then just pick a lighter tone and click on OK. So we have two different blue colors selected here, and in this layer 1 we're going to create a gradient. So we're going to click on our gradient tool here, and you want to make sure that you have your foreground to background gradient selected, and then we're going to choose a linear gradient here. So make sure that the linear gradient is chosen, and then we'll draw a gradient from the bottom to the top of the stage. Easy enough. Okay, so we have two colors fading into each other, and the first thing we want to do before we can create the lines radiating out from the center, or the cones radiating out, we're going to create some vertical lines using this gradient we just created. And the way we're going to do that is by using the wave filter. So we'll go to Filter, Distort, and Wave, and usually the wave filter will give you, a result something like this, maybe some random results, things like that. And you can actually click on randomize and it will do something different for you. But if we keep our wavelengths the same, our minimum and our maximum, if we keep those the same, you'll notice it draws some stripes for us. So if we make our wavelengths smaller and then make them the same, those lines are going to be closer together, and they're going to be more of those lines. So if we bring our wavelengths down to somewhere around 30, we'll get a bunch of little lines. And if you don't want as many lines, you just make the wavelengths higher. Just make sure that the minimum and the maximum are the same. Also on amplitude, notice if we keep our amplitude pretty low, that we're going to be able to see that gradient in there. And we don't want to see the gradient. We want to make these solid stripes. So we're going to bring our amplitudes way up here. 449, 450, somewhere around there, up to 660, that works. You can bring it higher if you want to. But another very important thing here is that under type you choose square. Sine and triangle are going to give you different results. We want to choose square. So once that is all selected, we'll keep our scale at 100%. Number of generators, as you'll notice, is 5. But once we have all these settings where we want them, we'll click on OK, and you'll see we have some solid stripes here. Very good. Okay, now we're going to, in one more very, very simple step, we're going to basically convert this so that these stripes are going to be radiating out from the center. And the way we do that is we go to Filter, Distort, Polar Coordinates. And we have two options here. We can do rectangular to polar or polar to rectangular. And that's what polar to rectangular looks like. Obviously, we want to choose rectangular to polar because we see that that gives us the result we're looking for. So we'll click on OK. And there we go. We have our lines radiating out from the center. Now we can do other things with this. We can twirl it. We can just do a number of different things. To twirl it, you just simply go to Filter, Distort, Twirl, and then you can choose how much of a twirl you want. You can make it very slight, just by bringing it down closer to 0. Or you can make it more exaggerated. We'll just keep a very slight twirl on it and click on OK. And there we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control-Z to undo that, and we'll just keep these straight radiating lines. But that's how you create a radiating lines effect in Photoshop. Now, as you can tell, this would be a little bit harder to do if you tried to draw all of these by hand. Now, you'll notice now towards the center, you get a little bit of pixelation here with some of these lines that are approaching the center, and you might not want that, so you might want to draw this by hand. But for a quick and easy effect, this is a great way to do it. Also, you'll notice that it's not so pixelated once it gets towards the outside. So if you have some kind of logo or something like that that you're going to put in the center of the stage, then those pixelated lines towards the center won't make that much of a difference. But that's how you achieve this effect. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.